She deleted all her Instagram posts earlier this month. She returned with a fresh start this week that had every tongue wagging and everybody wondering if spice had turned to flour. After her recent love and hip-hop fame, the skin change even got traction on the international scene. Have a look.
Saying that she's bleaching her skin, but I do think that this is a publicity stunt because skin bleaching takes a real long time. She's got this new song out. It's called Black Hypocrisy. And she talks about colorism in the black community. How you will tell me I bleach my skin. Okay. You saw where I was going. You know, skin bleaching is very prevalent in the black community, but it takes more than just an overnight. But this is a good job, though, because now we're talking about you, Spice. I don't even know who you are, but good for you.
Good for you. When good publicity wins. Here to weigh in on the impact of the Black Hypocrisy campaign, senior lecturer of cultural studies at the UWI Mona, Dr. Sonia Stanley Naya, and Clyde McKenzie, media and entertainment consultant. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Doc, I'm going to start with you. Your thoughts? Did you think this was brilliant?
I think it was absolutely brilliant. I think that Spice, knowing fully well that dancehall allows her the platform for exaggeration, for social commentary, for engagement in political discourse. She was masterful. I'd love to know who her PR strategist was. In what I think is now an international conversation we have seen.
VH1 picked it up.
It's not only that the international media picked it up, but it's a topic that's relatable.
Yeah.
The black community, African diaspora, all of those persons would be quite keen to see that this is a problem not only in Jamaica. This is a Jamaican entertainer that's picking up a subject, but it's cyclical. There has been a problem, and she's speaking from her own experience. She has engaged people on a topic. What happens with this topic from now on is up to us, but it's cyclical. It keeps emerging because there is an underlying problem.
Yeah. So my question is, what happens after this, as you have raised? Because I hear people saying that she's drawn a lot of attention to this issue. She's drawn a lot of attention to the mixtape. They've gone and listened to the follow-up song, and it doesn't quite measure up. That's what I've read in the social spaces. So, Clyde, have you heard the song? And do you think that the PR hoopla kind of was larger than life, and then what happened on the back end, not so much?
Well, okay. I think the PR campaign has been masterful so far in terms of how you garner attention. One of the things that you have to do, particularly when you're using social media, is how to jump out from the clutter, because there's so much happening there, and you have to be able to distinguish yourself. And I think she has in this particular instance. Now, it's all about the dog chasing the car and what happens when the car stops. If, in point of fact, her message is substantive and it is where she wants it to go, I think you will have a situation in which people will respond positively by downloading, buying, doing all the necessaries. It's now a question of whether what she has is really good enough for the public, because she has certainly made a brilliant first step. You know, what she has done is really thoughtful. It's clear that, as Dr. Naya said, her people understands the medium that they're using, and they've done so effectively. You can't really beat them on that. Now, the question is, now that the car has stopped, what happens?
Yeah, well, Dr. Sonia, I asked you that question before we even started. But because bleaching is so controversial, could she have done it another way?
Of course. Obviously, there are many ways to get a message across. Effectively, though, what we're talking about is something that's relatable. There are many persons in Jamaica who are bleaching, they're toning, they are trying to lighten their skin. There are people who say they want to come in at the light. Bleaching allows them to come into the light, to become a citizen that's seen in Jamaica. And so there are underlying questions about skin color, class, questions of race are still here, even though we are 99.9% people of African descent. When we see the people who are our major leaders, people who are advancing, there is still a question about whether it is persons of a darker skin tone are able to get there. And of course, we know that the people of a darker skin tone in this country are people who are of the lower classes, the lower middle class, the people who are considered the underclass, who have to fight to eke out a living. And when you think about Anthony B's song, Mr. Heartless, and what he's thinking about, and that video, we banned that song, by the way, that video, which speaks to the kind of living conditions of people who are of largely dark skin tone. And I mean, Spice tapped into something important because there is a history of this kind of commentary. But more importantly, that history has not seen anybody frontally engaging this issue from a personal standpoint.
And that's true. I mean, so very openly. And
so very openly. Everybody has been affirmative. It is Buju Banton's Me Love Me Black Woman. It is even Nina Simone's song that was re-recorded by my Marcia Griffiths. Yes. Young, Gifted, and Black. You know, it is Sizzler's Black Woman and Child. There are myriad points of engagement, but more affirmative and not in any way critical, and certainly not from the standpoint of the person. I wish we had Spice here this morning.
Yes.
Where are you, Spice? Big up.
Probably not headliner.
And then the other thing is that, as Dr. Naya has been alluding, it is not, I think, just a question of whether it is a commercial success, because there are other metrics that you can use to determine the impact of this. And I mean, clearly,
I think it's already been impactful.
Yeah, clearly a debate has been going on, and therefore one should not deem it a failure if it does not satisfy some of the conditions which we believe are standard for this, because people are talking, and the whole question of colorism, identity politics, all of these things are now being introduced in a very frontal way.
And I think it's important that it's somebody like Spice who's doing it, who for all intents and purposes, Doc Sonia has arrived. She's a star.
She definitely
She's crossed Jamaica. She's gone
artist.
global.
She's an
a successful artist.
I began paying attention, Simone and Neville, when at Sumfest 2016, she came out with a bed.
Yep.
It's always the prop. She pays attention to how she's presenting herself.
Always thoughtful.
Woman.
And I think that's important, that now we're paying attention because we know she's serious. We know she's serious. We know she has spent time honing her craft. There are people in the music business who respect her. She's consistent.
She's branched out. She's diversified her brand. She's gone into love and hip-hop. And with all of that and all of those measures of success, she still has to be defending.
But she works.
Still has to be defending
her skin.
I don't know if we got an answer about what happens now.
What happens now?
Yeah. I know you said the car stopped. What happened now? So the car stopped. What happened now?
So we're in an age of instant gratification, and 9-day wonders in terms of news, right? Or hype. And the artist is not responsible for taking the conversation forward. The artist has done what she's supposed to do in this context, is to make the statement. We are the ones that have to determine what we do with this conversation, and the people who are absolutely affected are sometimes the voiceless. So the people who have the social responsibility to voice the issues and to make sure that we live up to the dream that Spice made mention of in her song. I have a dream that one day all the black children in Jamaica will understand that they're beautiful, that they're special, that they have gifts, that we as a nation are able to protect them from things like violence, from things like discrimination.
Yep.
I think another lesson that can be learned from Spice and how she has operated is that you need to take your craft seriously. There is no doubt that she is someone who thinks about what she's doing, who works hard at what she's doing, and that's an important lesson for people who are engaged in this business.
Well done, Grace.
Thanks
well
to you
done.
Both. Thanks to you
Thank
both.
you. Well done, Grace.
Well done.
Well
The
done.
amazing Grace.
Good to be here.
Senior Lecturer of Cultural Studies at UA Mona, Dr. Sonia Stanley Naya, and Media Entertainment Consultant in the Great Georgian Clyde Mackenzie.
Yes, Grace Hamilton, aka Miss Spice. We would love to have you on the show for true, Doc.
Yes, yes.
To come talk to us
Even
about
by
this.
telephone.
Yes, man. All right, the benefits of spending time alone. What a joy. I could do that segment by myself.
Welcome to our final round of our Junior School Challenge Quiz. My name is Akeem Shanjush, and just a reminder, today we have Unity Primary versus Vaz Prep. Of course, this is our Ding Dong Buzzer section, so first person to buzz the buzzer, you get 2 points and you lose 2 points if the answer is incorrect. Now, please look at the monitor and identify this popular artist. Vaz Prep. Mariah Carey. Is he correct? No, incorrect. The answer is Spice.
Fun.